Okay, here is another important window, the View Technology button. Window that can be accessed over here through this HAL 9000 button. So View Technology gives you a full list of all the technologies in their categories that you have found. Now this is where you can find your racial technologies, including fire controls, missiles, and stuff like that. So over here, you have your active sensor fire control, beam fire controls, cues, cloaking devices, electronic warfare, and detection sensors, engines, and basically everything else. So this one does not include the generic technologies. This is only for your racial technologies. So if you have a look, we have our fire matrix, we have our active sensors, we got an auger control, fire control, and our siege fire control. So these are the fire controls that we have developed, as well as the active sensors that we have developed. You can rename them here, so give them a new name. You can also flag them as obsolete from in here. And you can see here that you can actually see all your obsolete technologies and also unobsolete them in here as well. You can also do that within the ship screen, but it's a little bit easier here because it's a little more obvious that it's obsolete from the get-go. If we go have a look at our engines, there are a lot more obsolete ones here, so you can see how much of a difference there actually is. You can see your size in tons over here, or you can put them in hull size. And you can also show your civilian technology. So you can see that we have a lot of civilian engines that various trade groups have actually invented. All right, so this gives you a breakdown of all the various specs of the components that you're looking at. So engine power, efficiency, size, cost, explosion chance, explosion size, how many crew it takes, how many hit to kill it has, and whether it's obsolete. But yeah, this gives you a nice little breakdown of most of the specifications. It doesn't give you a breakdown of what technology levels were used to create it. For that, you're going to have to do something about putting those in the names, because there's no other way to really identify exactly which technologies were used to create a specific component. Which is why you'll find that I have the dates that they were created in a lot of the names, as well as these things. Like this one here, for example, engine power 487.5, and they add the 130 on the end, which is the power mod, because if you know the engine power and the power mod and the size, you basically know the exact technologies that we use. And I can talk about that once we actually get to component design, but there are ways that you can reverse engineer the technology levels used for a component if you know enough of the specifications of it, and maybe a little bit more, and if you understand how the component design actually works. But yeah, so this is the technology list, and it gives you a list of all the technologies that your empire has developed for use in ships or whatever have you. Now, while we're talking about comparing empires, this button over here with the globe is the open race comparison window. What you need to do is you have your race selected, and you just Control-Shift-Click the window, and you get a new window with the current race. Now, I don't have another race, but if I did, I can use these two windows to compare them side by side, and they would have the different populations. Yeah, this would be a lot better to see if you have different races. But yeah, this is where you can compare different player empires together. All right, tiny little segment. Sector management, accessed over here through the White House symbol. I'm pretty sure that's the White House. Click on the White House button and you get sector management. Now, sectors are used to give sector commanders control over certain systems within their range. So Sol sector has a command range of 1. Now, itself is range 0. So range 0 means that it can control itself, and all commanders always have access to control themselves. But Sol sector has a range of 1 because we've stuck a second headquarters on it. Admin rank required is level 6, which means that an officer needs to be rank 6 to actually control the sector. And we have 5 systems in sector and in range because we've added all 5 systems in. It also gives a little bit of information about the sector governor and his actual statistics. So you can see that we've added a 20% shipbuilding and 30% production guy to boost our shipbuilding and production across the entire sector. Seoul, of course, is where its headquarters at, so weirdly enough, you can actually remove it if you have multiple planets with multiple headquarters. So you can actually remove everything, and you do that by just double-clicking. So at the moment, so in this case, Seoul sector commands nothing, right? So if you have like a sector command next door with a range of 2 that you want to give command over Seoul, you can stick that in there. But yeah, just double click and it will add the system to the sector, and then the sector governor will be in charge of all planets within that system. And you can also rename the sector in here. Nice and easy.